Drug abuse among youths in Nigeria's northeast region has been closely linked to the rise in banditry and terrorism in the region. Secretaries to 6 state governments in the northeast are therefore demanding a policy measure to drastically reduce or end abuse of narcotic drugs in the region that has been plagued by banditry and terrorism in the last decade. To achieve this, they recommended stronger collaboration with the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, and other security agencies to check the drug scourge.
A call for attention on the rising cases of drug abuse in the Northeast. The state government has, however, warned the people on the consequences of danger on the use of narcotic drugs. While speaking at the event, the Gombe State Governor Inu Ayaya noted that the stand against narcotic drug is essential and will therefore be effectively tackled with the collaboration of the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency.
That I had an encounter with General Ugo Marwa, who happens to be also from this region, and with the current chairman of the NDA, and he has shown every interest, specifically knowing the details of what obtains within our societies, to do his best in order to see that we jointly work hard to eliminate this menace from our society.
This sums the comments of the secretaries of the state government in the Northeast and the need for action from the state government to tackle the sad end.
The Northeast has the highest prevalence rate of 13.6%, that is over 3 million people, which is disturbing, portends a clear and present danger to the survival and development of our dear region. The adequacy of our policies to deal with the issues of narcotic and drugs. 2, how the inflow of narcotics and drugs into the Northeast can be disrupted. 3, the roles our traditional institutions are expected to play.
The secretaries assures his recommendations will be submitted to the governor ahead of his quarterly meeting scheduled to hold in March this year.
And wonders, they say, shall never end. Can you imagine a 17-year-old girl faking her own kidnap and turning round to demand a 500,000 naira ransom from her own elder brother whom she lives with? And guess what? The fake kidnap was all staged in connivance with her secret lover. Well, this is the story of Chidiadi Chukwuemeka in Benin City, the Edo State capital.
On the 26th of January, Chidiadi Chukwuemeka, a 17-year-old girl living with her brother Kingsley Chukwuemeka, was sent to buy fuel for home use but never returned. A call, however, came in through her phone that she has been kidnapped and ransom of 500,000 naira demanded. She arrived home 3 days later with the empty gallon of fuel and money given to her despite her guardian not paying the ransom demanded.
I was sent an errand, but before then we already planned it that we are going to sleep. Because that was the only way I knew that I would be released. So I decided to go to his place. We stayed for 3 days.
The Benin Police Public Relations Officer says the suspicious nature of her arrival made her brother to alert the police.
For the process of the investigation, they arrested after the Kingsley, the brother to the girl, have paid 20,000 through their negotiation with Mr. Emmanuel Christopher. Paid 20,000 into the account, and 2 days later he released her with the 1,000 naira he sent her to buy fuel intact in her hand, suggesting that this is not a case of kidnapping or abduction. That is when the police go into deeper investigation and arrested Emmanuel in his hideout, in his apartment here in Edo.
The lover of the young girl says he regretted the fake kidnap planned and executed by them.
Sum of 500,000 naira, which we know they will never provided our money. We just did it out of the love we have for each other. The brother said he didn't have that amount. I said, okay, how much do you have? He insisted he have 230. I laughed, I laughed. I called it, I off the phone because I know it's a lie. It's not something I've been used to or used to. I called the call off. Then later, when the brother called, he said it was only 20,000 he has. I would like to you people. That 20,000 were sent And that same 20,000 that he was sent was not spent. It was still saved. Even when my IPO asked me about the money, I said the money is with me.
The State Commissioner of Police, Philip Ogbadu, advised members of the public to give the police useful information at all times.
Fuel scarcity has gradually returned to Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, its environs, and the neighboring states. The development has plunged motorists and commuters into an unprepared hardship as they have to pay more to obtain fuel. Clearview TV's Florence Joshua reports that though reasons for the return of queues at most fueling stations are yet to be ascertained, some marketers are said to be blaming the situation on the withdrawal of petroleum products said to have been contaminated with high sulfur.
The return of long queues at the few fueling stations in Abuja City and its environs is said to have been caused by the withdrawal from the market of petrol lifted by a particular cargo on the ground that it was adulterated with high sulfur. At least 100 million liters were already in circulation at the time the bad fuel was discovered. As a result, petroleum marketers were advised not to sell the contaminated product to consumers. In addition, it was learned that the queues returned partly because the gap which existed when depot owners started hoarding products before the announcement of retention of subsidy by the federal government had not smoothened. This has affected the lifting of the product to especially Abuja and other parts of the north from Lagos. Recall that early this year, the federal government had hinted at a 20% hike in the cost of freighting petrol across the country. As part of measures to boost the revenue of transport owners, the increase would have raised the cost of bridging petrol to 9 naira 11 kobo per litre from 7 naira 51 kobo in the petroleum pricing template of Petroleum Product Pricing Regulatory Agency (PPRA). Though the planned subsidy removal has been put on hold, fuel scarcity continued to persist until the current reports of the adulterated products appear to be worsening the situation. So what's going on? For many Abuja residents, they say they have been left to their fate on the oil chess game being played by petroleum marketers and their suppliers.
Everywhere there's fair queue, and they cannot tell us the reason. So we'll be selling one pump instead of selling all the pumps so that we can freely buy and go out.
As at yesterday, all the filling stations were locked. Almost all the filling stations were locked, and nobody's explaining details of what exactly is happening.
Every day by day, we used to see the tanker of the fuel entering inside this Abuja. But upon the whole, there's still a queue. We plead to our government to find the issue of this thing. May we know what is going on.
They don't want him to succeed successfully and to go 2023. And he's the Minister of Petroleum. I see a reason why he cannot caution these people. Some of them, they have filling station, they have fuel, but they cannot sell. Why don't you seal that filling station? If actually we are doing something right.
Some other residents blame the government for not enforcing its policy and want President Buhari, who doubles as the petroleum minister, to intervene to save the nation from further hardship.
You have achieved this aim just for a short time. They want to finish it because they have tried bandits, tried Boko Haram, tried SWAP. They could not succeed. They go back to fuel. I wish him to do it. Baba, you cannot quiet in the villa. Talk to these people out.
So it's a fault of the government. They cannot enforce the rule. When they say they're no longer going to increase their fuel, they're supposed to send out their soldiers or whatever to come and guide the filling station.
One of the Buhari's administration's achievements over the years is his ability to eliminate fuel queues, as was the norm under past administrations. For many Nigerians, availability and price stability should be maintained to minimize economic distortions arising from the current fuel scarcity. Florence Joshua, reporting for Clearview Television.
Muslim women in Edo State over the weekend marked the 2022 World Hijab Day. Clearview TV's correspondent in Benin City, Nafisa Bello, reports that 3 women organizations in the state collaborated to speak with one voice on the Muslim woman's head covering, which has continued to generate controversies not in Nigeria alone but the world over.
The annual event, which was put together by the Edo State chapter of the Federation of Muslim Women's Association in Nigeria, Form 1, in collaboration with Al-Muminat, the Believing Women, and the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, MSS, had in attendance women from all walks of life, as well as female students drawn from various schools. In her address, the Edo State Form 1 Amira Hajarabi Abiri appealed to relevant stakeholders on the issues bordering on the Muslim woman's covering, and other women leaders, which include the chairperson at the event, Hajja Sidikot Obaze, advised women on the importance of the hijab.
Permit me to use this medium to appeal to all stakeholders to help tackle this problem faced by the Muslim man within Nigeria and indeed the world over. Muslim parents are hereby advised to find good schools that recognize and teach Islamic values, like our very own former group of schools, to help their children and us.
Ultimately, our governor is not hearing. I would love to preach religious tolerance, equality and justice, which further promotes peaceful coexistence, love, mutual understanding and togetherness.
It's not just for us to put up this. It should reflect in our character. We are modest people. As Muslim women and girls, we should demonstrate a lot of modesty in our behavior.
One of the resource persons, the legal practitioner, Barrister Alamin Alao, outlined the legal status of the hijab in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the students were not left out as they spoke on what they gained from the public lecture which held at the Central Mosque, Benin City, Edo State.
From the legal point of view, you have the Constitution of the Federal of Nigeria, and that is the ground law, in the sense that that law is supreme. Any other law that is inconsistent with the provision of the Constitution, that particular law will be null and void to the extent of its inconsistency.
For men putting on the hijab gives you a prestige already. People have placed you somewhere before. It's not left for you to work on yourself to go higher.
We should be wearing any hijab, like transparent hijab or shorts, head covers or what have you. We should wear the full hijab.
I learned a lot of things about the importance of hijab, how we should be wearing our hijab, not wearing scarf or head cover.
The theme of the 2022 World Hijab Day is Hijab is our crown, not a crime. Nafisa Bello, reporting for Clearview Television.